We are back with more Mountain Connections on this Business Wednesday, and right now we are going to be checking in with Earl Foote of Nexus IT about the Summer Commerce Collective for COVID. This is a group of business individuals who are gathering together to find out the best and safest way to reopen our economy here in Summit County. Earl, thanks for joining us this morning.
Hey, thank you so much for having me. It's such a pleasure.
So I'd love to check in about the collective and hear how business leaders are giving their suggestions to safely reopen businesses, hopefully shortly.
Yeah, this has been a really interesting process, and it's been very encouraging to see business leaders around town take a very vested interest in what's happening in our community, and not necessarily just being comfortable with sitting back and letting this circumstance happen to us, but trying to find creative and innovative ways to work on our economy while also being safe and responsible about not exposing our populace to this COVID pandemic. We've collaborated quite a bit with the county through what the county's framework that they set up industry sector representatives to represent different industries of business that are available around town and throughout the county. And our group collaborated as a whole, and then those sector representatives have taken plans to the county specific to their businesses and their industry about how they can reopen business and do so in a safe way. We're expecting to see those plans were all submitted to the county by Monday, and we're expecting on Friday to see an announcement from the county about how they're going to move forward. Of course, I think following some of the state's lead and beginning to open some business this weekend, of course, with some specific conditions and guidelines in place. We're going to have to be thinking about how we protect ourselves and others. But I do think that this has been a very constructive exercise in that we've found a lot of ways that we can continue to do business and continue to try to keep an economy open and running and thriving and not have massive secondary effects to this COVID situation, and at the same time do so in a safe and responsible manner. We're kind of, as a collective, now shifting our focus from economic reboot into how we can have a positive economic impact in the local community. And so we're starting to look at different opportunities of fundraisers and events, ways that we can collaborate with other organizations and nonprofits around town, looking for, again, opportunities to try and make sure that those businesses and those workers that have been most affected in our community have some sort of relief coming out of this situation. So that's kind of what we've been up to. It's been, again, a lot of fun and been pretty interesting.
I'm impressed to hear that this collective has been able to look at the past, give ideas for hopefully this present, but also looking into the future for fundraisers and such. Tell me more about the individuals that are a part of this collective. I know you have essential business leaders as well as non-essential leaders of businesses right now, all coming together. So explain a little bit about some of these business individuals who are helping out with the collective.
Yeah, we really have gathered quite a fantastic group, and it happened quite quick and was very organic, but we've got 40 or 45 different business leaders throughout town that have joined the group at some point or another, or have been engaged. And we have been meeting daily up until this week. We're starting to, of course, virtually we meet, but we're starting to space out those meetings a little bit more now that this economic reboot is looking like it's going to happen. But we've got representatives from all sorts of industries, from healthcare to warehousing to manufacturing to retail to hospitality and construction. And we just across the board, professional services, financial services, real estate. It's quite a fantastic group of individuals, business leaders that, again, weren't complacent with just sitting back and letting the situation devastate our community, either from a viral perspective or from an economic perspective. And so we've been putting our heads together, trying to figure out solutions to the problems.
Now, the business owners of places that have had to completely shut down, pretty much devastating their bottom line, really not knowing how they can continue. How do you gauge their emotional and mental health? Are they feeling hopeful with what's to come? Where are they at?
The situation is so difficult, Christine. I would say those that I've been in contact, either within our collective or outside of our collective, I would say that they're admirably hopeful, that most are looking for and trying to get some government relief through the PPP or EIDL programs. They're looking to leverage their different opportunities, and most are figuring out ways to either pivot or deal with the current restrictions and continue some semblance of business. And so I've been inspired by the resiliency of the human spirit in this process, and seeing how it seems that most are rising to the occasion. While it's insanely difficult, they seem to be resilient.
Well, thank you so much, Earl, for updating us on this collective. Feel very confident that these business leaders who all came together are going to help make a difference with reopening our economy. It's good to hear all the different businesses helping one another regardless of where they're at right now. So again, thanks to Earl for explaining more about the collective. We will have more with Nexus IT. We're going to take a quick break and be right back.